season replays, fantasy drafts, ultimate creative leagues, and what if tournament. It's Coffee Cup Games with the coach, DKM. Hey, this is Coach DK with Coffee Cup Games. Hope you guys are having a good one. We are continuing our series that we are calling the Originals. It is the inaugural, the significant events that happened throughout Major League Baseball history. We did the very first professional baseball game of the National Association that happened in 1871. Then we did the very first National League game that happened in 1876. And today, continuing with the theme, we are going to do the very first game that happened in the new league in 1882, the American Association. The American Association started for a couple reasons. Number one, there wasn't a lot of city representation, more toward the Midwest. So a bunch of the cities that were along the rivers decided to get together and start their own league. That included cities like Cincinnati, St. Louis, Pittsburgh. And so they decided to start a new league. And one of the biggest changes that happened in this league was the permission or the allowance of alcohol sold at baseball games, which the National League was not allowing at that time. This led to the American Association being commonly called the Beer and Whiskey League. But regardless, the American Association did last for 10 years, the longest lasting independent or non-major league besides the National League and the American League. This is the longest lasting league that existed in the history of baseball. So what and when was that very first game that happened in the American Association? It happened on May 2nd, 1882 between the Pittsburgh Alleghanys and the Cincinnati Red Stockings. The game was at Bank Street grounds in Cincinnati. Pittsburgh ended up winning this one 10-9. So today we are actually going to take on the losing team, the Cincinnati Red Stockings, the home team, and we're going to see if we can change history. So now let's go ahead and meet the starting pitchers and the lineups. As always, I try very hard to try to stick to the original lineups and starting pitchers. Unfortunately for Pittsburgh, Jack Leary was their starting pitcher, but he only played a couple of games with Pittsburgh. He spent most of the year with another team. So we're going to go with our most common starter, Harry Salisbury. He went 20-18. He started 38 games, and he had a 2.63 ERA. For Cincinnati, it will be their most common starter, Will White. He went 40 wins and only had 12 losses. He did start 54 games and had a 1.54 ERA. And the starting lineup for Pittsburgh will be the right fielder, Swartwood. He'll be leading off. Taylor, the third baseman, batting second. Manziel, the left fielder, will be batting third. Goodman, who is playing first, will be batting fourth. The shortstop, Peters, will be batting fifth. Morton, the center fielder, will be batting sixth. Strife, the second baseman, batting seventh. Keenan, the catcher, will be batting eighth. And Salisbury will be batting ninth. For Cincinnati, their leadoff man will be the left fielder, Sommer. Bid McPhee, one of the very few American Association players who made the Hall of Fame, will be playing second, and he'll be batting second. Bid McPhee played 8 seasons in the American Association. He played 18 years total, but he is the longest tenured player in the American Association to actually make the Hall of Fame. No player in the Hall of Fame played the majority of their career in the American Association. But moving forward, the third baseman, Carpenter, will be batting third. The catcher, Pop Snyder, will be batting fourth. Wheeler, the right fielder, batting fifth. Fulmer will be batting sixth. He'll be playing short. Stearns, the first baseman, will be batting seventh. McCuller, the center fielder, will be batting eighth. And Will White, the pitcher, will be batting ninth. So grab a cup of coffee. Let's get ready and let's have some fun as we replay the inaugural game of the 1882 American Association between the Pittsburgh Alleghanys and the Cincinnati Red Stockings. But before we do, like the video, please. Just asking you guys to do that. That'll help me out. Subscribe to the channel so you can see all of our latest content. And of course, leave comments about maybe games that you want to see, matchups, or maybe something unique or thoughts or ideas. But anyways, with all that being said, now let's jump into the action. And welcome the Bank Street. And welcome to Bank Street Grounds in Cincinnati, Ohio. We have the very first inaugural game of the American Association. It is a nice average day this afternoon. So on the mound is Will White. We again will be managing the Cincinnati Red Stockings. And so let's start against Pittsburgh's Swartwood. He had .329. He was probably one of their top two hitters back in 1882. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a pop-up, so that's going to be one down already. Here's the next pitch, and he's going to hit a ground ball to Fulmer, and that's going to be an out. Here's the third batter, Mansell. That's going to be a ground ball to third base, so that's going to be the third out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning, and now here we are. We are going to be up. Summer, the left fielder, hit .288 in 1882. Is going to lead us off, and he's going to be struck out. That's not a good start for us. Here's Bid McPhee, the Hall of Fame second baseman. He needs a 1-10. He is going to get a 5, so that's going to be a player immediately on base. We're going to try to see if we can steal. And we get the lead, and we do. So that's going to be a quick stolen base, as they did not try to throw us out. Now, here's Carpenter, our best hitter. He had .342. He did have a home run, which there weren't a lot of them. He's going to hit a fly ball to center field to Morton, and that's not going to be deep enough to be able to advance McPhee. So he is at second, still in scoring position with Pop Snyder, our catcher, up. He hit .281. He's going to hit a single into right field. Swartwood does not have the best arm. We are going to go ahead and we're going to send him to get our first run of the game as they throw it to the cutoff man. Snyder with an RBI single is now on first base. We're going to see if we can steal. He does not get a good lead. We are still going to try to steal. And he does get a stolen base. Yes, needed a 1-12. He got the 7, so he is on second. Again, another player in the scoring position. And here's Wheeler, our fifth batter. He only hit .208 in 1882, and he's going to hit a fly ball to left field. So that's going to be the third out, but we did jump up early in this one. Will White now on the mound, top of the second. Here's Goodman. He's going to hit a ground ball to Fulmer at shortstop, and that's going to be an easy out, one down. And now here's Peters. He's going to hit a fly ball into Wheeler. He's going to have to make a play. He grabs it for an out, and so that's going to be the second out. I will say that Cincinnati, for the 1880s, does have a very good defense. Their weakest player is actually their shortstop with a range of 3. So good defense for us. That's going to benefit us, I'm sure. Morton's now up. He's going to hit a fly ball to Sommer in left field. That's going to be an out. So another 1-2-3 inning, and it's the bottom of the second with Fulmer, who just made the play, leading us off. And he's going to be struck out. The second strikeout of the game for Salisbury. And so now up is our first baseman, Stearns. Stearns hit .257 in 1882. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball back to Salisbury. That's going to be the second out. And now McCullers up. He needs a 1-13. He gets an 8. This one's hit into left center. It's going to bounce off the wall, and McCuller is going to fly around the bases and end up with a triple. So Will White now up, our pitcher, unfortunately. So he's going to try to advance him. He's going to hit a fly ball to Morton in center field. Morton's going to have to make a play, and he does, as he saves the run from scoring. But we still lead 1-0. And now Pittsburgh is up in the top of the third. Strife is up, and Strife is going to need a 1-12. He gets a 15, so that's going to be an out. And now Keenan's going to be up. He's going to hit a ball back up the middle. The first hit for Pittsburgh. Keenan on first base, trying to get a lead. He does not. Salisbury, the pitcher's up. He's going to hit a ground ball to Fulmer, who's charging it, and makes the play at first. But Keenan ends up on second, so he's in scoring position. As Swartwood, their leadoff man, is up to bat, and it's going to be a passed ball as it gets by Pop Snyder, and Keenan goes to third base. Here's the pitch, and now Will White with a huge strikeout to end the inning. So well done, Will White. Cincinnati now up, and Summer is going to get struck out. The third strikeout for Salisbury in this game. He's in the third inning, 3 strikeouts. McPhee is up. He hit a single his last at bat. The Hall of Famer this time is going to hit a fly ball into dead center. Morton's not going to have to move too far. That's going to be an out. Here's Carpenter. Carpenter's going to pop out to short. So that's going to be out number 2. Out number 3. And we go into the top of the 4th with Taylor. Taylor needs a 1-9. He gets a 14. So it's going to be a ground ball towards Stearns at first. And that's going to be an out. Now Mansell's up. He hits a fly ball into center. McCullough is there. And that's going to be the second out. And now Goodman's up. He's going to hit a liner right to Fulmer at short. And that's going to end the top of the 4th. And so we go at the bottom of the 4th. Cincinnati's up. Pop Snyder, who had an RBI single his last at bat, is going to be struck out. 4 strikeouts so far for Salisbury. Here's Wheeler. Wheeler is going to be struck out. Man alive. This is unreal. Salisbury with 5 strikeouts. So far, he has a chance to strike out the side with Fulmer being up. Fulmer, though, is not going to have anything to do with that. He's going to rip a single toward left field. That's going to put him on first. And, of course, we're playing some small ball here. We're going to try to steal, but we don't have a good lead. Salisbury, though, a strikeout pitcher, has a +3 arm, and Keenan has a +1 arm as a catcher. So Fulmer still has a 70% chance to get on base, and he will steal second. We're going to try to see if he can steal third. He does not get a lead, so he's going to stay at second base. Salisbury's now going to pitch to Stearns. And 3 strikeouts in the inning.
Who's coaching this ball club?
Unbelievable. So we are up 1-0. We've had runners in scoring positions multiple times. But Salisbury throwing the heat apparently and getting us out. Here's Peters now for them. The shortstop, he hit 288, a pretty good hitter. But he's going to hit a line ball to Fulmer at short. That's going to be an out. And now here's Morton and strikeout. Will White getting his own strikeouts. I believe that is his second strikeout so far. And now Strife is up. He needs a 1-10. He's going to get a 6. So it has eyes and finds itself through the infield into the outfield. Strife's trying to get a lead. He does not get a good one. And now Keenan's going to hit a ground ball to McPhee. That's going to be an out. I did notice that Will White has a +4 arm. So, man, these guys are horrible at keeping runners on base. Here is McCullough as we enter the bottom of the 5th. He tripled the last time. So let's see what the center fielder can do this time. And unfortunately, he's going to hit a pop-up, towering toward Peters. He calls everybody off, and he reels that one in. That's going to be out number 1. And here's our pitcher, Will White. He's going to hit a pop-up as well to Peters, who is making some outs in this one unassisted. And now here's our leadoff man, Summer. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Yikes. But he is going to draw a walk this time. So, as you know, we're going to try to steal. He doesn't get a good lead, but we're still going to try to steal. And he needed a 1-14. He gets a 13. So, just gets in there. And so, he is on second base. Trying to see if he can get a lead to go to third. He does not. So, Bid McPhee is up. The second baseman is going to hit a ground ball to second to Strife, who's going to make the play at first. So that's going to end the inning with another runner in scoring position. We now enter the top of the 6th inning. Salisbury, the pitcher's up. He's going to hit a line ball to Stearns at first, 1 down. Top of the order, here's Swartwood. He's going to hit a pop-up to second. He has popped out twice and struck out once. So he is now 0 for 3. And now Taylor's up and strikeout. Another strikeout. Bottom of the 6th. Here is Carpenter, the third baseman, our best hitter. He is going to hit a fly ball to center field. He is 0 for 3 in this one as Morton strides on over and catches that. Pop Snyder's up. He's 1 for 2. And he's going to be 2 for 3 as he has a single to the left side of the infield past the third baseman. And he is on first. 1 down, trying to get a lead. And he does get a good jump. He is going to steal second. He is in scoring position again. And now Wheeler is up. He hit 250. Back in 1882, he's going to hit a single toward Mantle. He has a +2 arm. We're going to send him. They're not going to try to make the play at home, as his arm is not very good, and they're going to try to keep Wheeler at put on first base. But Wheeler, as you know, is going to try to steal. He doesn't get a good lead, but we're still going to try to send him.
He's out.
And for the first time, they've thrown out one of our runners, as Wheeler has been pegged at second base. So 2 down, and Fulmer is up. He's going to hit a ground ball to Peters, who's got pretty good range but has a horrible glove.
Whoopsies!
And he's going to drop it. So Fulmer is on base with an error. Fulmer tries to get a lead, and he is able to get a good jump. They're not even going to try to get him at second. So he is on base. Stearns is up. He had 284. So the first baseman is batting on the left-hand side, and he's going to hit a line drive into center field toward Morton. It is going to land, and we're going to send Fulmer home, and we're then going to try to see if Stearns can take second.
Save!
Fulmer does score, as you need a 1-13. It was a 10. Stearns takes advantage of the throw. He ends up on second. And with 2 runs in the 6th inning, we now lead 3-0. And now here's McCuller, and of course Salisbury get himself out of a jam again with a strikeout. Top of the 7th, Mansell, the left fielder, is up. He is 0 for 2. He's going to draw a walk to lead off the 7th inning. And here's Goodman. Goodman is going to try to see if he can advance Mansell, who tried to get a lead. He did not. And Goodman's going to hit a line drive to bid McPhee, who snatches that one out of the air. And so now Peters is up, the shortstop. 288 in 1882. He's going to hit a line drive to Fulmer. So our defense is doing well. Still hasn't committed an error. With 2 down in the 7th, it brings up Morton. He's going to hit a ground ball to Stearns at first. He's going to have to make a play.
Whoopsies!
And as I say, we haven't made an error. Stearns runs over, picks it up, tries to throw it to first, and he misthrows the ball toward White, who was covering. So Morton's going to take second. Manziel is at third, and now Strife is up, who hit only 208 in 1882. Will White's going to pitch, and he's going to get get Strife to ground out back to himself. Will White picks it up, throws it to first to end the inning. So a great opportunity by Pittsburgh that they do not take advantage of, and that's going to take us into the bottom of the 7th. Will White, our pitcher, is up. He is not a good hitter, but in this at-bat, he's going to somehow get a bat on the ball and get it in the outfield over second base, and that's going to be a single. And now Summer is up. Summer is 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts and a walk, and he's going to hit a fly ball to Morton in center field, who's hustling on over, and it will be a catch by Morton. A good play by him. That's going to be 1 out. And now Bid McPhee is up, and he's a 1-6. Is going to be a 13. So Strife's going to take it out of the air. And that's going to be a line out. So 2 down. And now Carpenter, who's 0 for 3, is up, and he's going to hit a fly ball to center field. So our best hitter is 0 for 4 so far in this game. We now enter the top of the 8th. White has a shutout going, only allowed 3 hits so far. Keenan's up, and he's going to hit a ground ball to Fulmer at short. That's going to be an out. And now Salisbury, the pitcher's up. They're going to leave him in. He needs a 1-16. He gets a 1. So that's going to be a single with 1 out. Swartwood is up, and it's going to be a play in front of the plate. Popped him up as Snyder catches that one, as he is a very, very good defensive catcher. So 2 down. Here's Taylor, the third baseman. He needs a 1-4 for a triple. He gets a 1. So for the second time in the inning, they pull up a 1 on the 1-20 card, or dice, whatever you want to call it. And so Taylor ends up on third. Salisbury ends up scoring. So they get their first run, and they are on the board. Manziel's up with 2 outs, top of the 8th. Taylor on base. He hits a ground ball to Fulmer, our worst defender.
Whoopsies!
It went through his legs in air.
You're killing me, Smalls!
So Manziel is on first as Fulmer makes a critical error And now the score is 3-2 as Pittsburgh has answered back in the top of the eighth with 2 runs, and Goodman's up, and he's going to go opposite field to Wheeler and right. That's going to be the 3rd out, but we have a ball game suddenly. Just as a reminder, back in the original game, the actual game, Pittsburgh won 10-9. So bottom of the 8th, Pop Snyder is up. He is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. He's going to hit a ground ball to third to Taylor, who's able to make the play, throw him out at first, and that's 1 down, and now Wheeler's up. Wheeler's going to hit a fly ball into center field. That's going to be an out. So 2 down is now Fulmer, our shortstop, is up, who has been on base twice. He needs a 1-6. He's going to get his 2nd hit. So he's 2 for 4. He's been on base with an error. And we're going to try to see if we can get a stolen base, as we could love to have. And an insurance run doesn't get a good lead.
You're out.
He is going to get thrown out as he still tries to attempt second base on a steal, and thrown out by Keenan. So that takes us to the top of the 9th. Will White is at his pitch limit. We're going to go ahead and let him finish. If he can keep guys off of base here, see if he can do it. So now here's Peters. He needs a 1-5. He's going to get a 17. So that is going to be a shot right at Stearns at first. That will be 1 down. And now Morton is up. Morton's going to hit a ground ball to Stearns. This one's a lot easier. Stearns is going to pick that one up, and that's going to be an out. So 2 down, top of the 9th. Could this be the last batter of the game? As Strife is up, he only hit 195. He is 1 for 3 today, but his bad average has allowed him to go ahead and make a switch as Morgan is going to come in. Morgan had 66 at bats. He had 258 back in 1882, so not a bad sub here. The pinch hitter is up. He's going to hit a fly ball to McCuller in center field. McCuller's got to get on his wheels. He goes there. He gets a glove on it, and he drops it.
Idiot!
He dropped it after hustling to get there. And so Morgan is going to end up on second base after the error. The tying run is on base. The winning run is now up the plate with Keenan, the catcher, up. They're going to let him hit, and he's going to hit a ground ball back to Will White, who scoops it up, underhands it to Stearns for the 3rd out. That's going to end the game. But that was close, as Pittsburgh tried to come back with a good 8th inning, and then an error by us made it kind of scary in the 9th, but Cincinnati wins this one 3-2. And there you go, our replay of the 1882 very first original inaugural American Association baseball game that happened on May 2nd, 1882. And this one, in the replay, Cincinnati wins 3-2, which was unlike the original game when Pittsburgh won 10-9. I think the real difference between this one and that one was the incredible managerial decisions, the brilliant coaching by yours truly. But no, seriously, I think this was a fun one. Another game that comes down to the end. We've had 3 of these original games, and so all 3 have been very close and have been a lot of fun to play. So I hope you guys are enjoying the originals, the series that we're doing on some of the very first inaugural original games that happened throughout Major League Baseball history. So until next time, this is Coach DK. Have a good one. Bye.